Hello everybody, yes sir, Nick here. We're going to start playing another new video game. We're going to play some Subnautica. It's been a while since I've played Subnautica all the way through. They've put in some updates for some quality of life, so I figure we'll go ahead and play it, and I haven't recorded it before, so we'll add this to the channel. So we'll start a new game. We're going to go survival. I don't like to do hardcore because, you know, only one life, I die a lot. So let's go ahead and jump right on in. And I won't talk while we go through the introduction.
Attention. Hull failure imminent. All personnel abandon ship. Launch in 3, 2, 1.
Alright, so it might take me a minute just to get reacquainted with how everything works. Yeah, okay, just WASD. Alright, so the premise of the game is that we were on a spaceship. Something caused it to crash, so we ejected.
You have suffered minor head trauma. This is considered an optimal outcome. This PDA has now rebooted in emergency mode with one directive: to keep you alive on an alien world. Please refer to the databank for detailed survival advice. Good luck.
Alright, so we're trapped on this world. Our goal is to try to get off this world, I believe. So we are in a life pod. It is severely damaged. Right now, let's check to see. So we have a few things in storage. We have some nutrient blocks, which we can use for food. Now, in this game, you do have to account for food, water, and oxygen. In the sequel, they also add in heat, but not in this one. All right, so we'll take some supplies with us. I've got some flares. I don't really use those that much, but they're in there. Alright, so when it comes to getting outside of this escape pod, we can either climb this ladder and go up and take a look out, or we could hop down. We're going to go up. Oh, there's some creatures outside. Here we are. We're trapped on this...
The Aurora suffered orbital hull failure. Cause unknown. 0 human life signs detected.
We're trapped on this planet. Looks like we're out in the middle of the ocean. Now, I've played through this, so I know the storyline, but I'm going to try not to spoil it too much for anybody who hasn't. So I won't really reveal things. Now, I don't have everything memorized, and there will be some things that I'll have to look at guides and stuff for. But, first things first, we're on a new planet, so we need to explore a little bit. Oh, okay. There's some cool animals there. Oops, some fish. Looks like I can actually grab the fish. Come here. Oh, I have a fish in my inventory now. Let's see. Okay, so to begin, it's going to give us some tool tips.
Powered equipment. Your probability of survival has just increased to unlikely, but plausible.
So let's go through and see if we can't find any other things. So we found some fish. These are some mushrooms. Let's grab a couple of those. Here's another fish. Oh, no, okay. Well, I guess not. What's this? Metal salvage. Okay. So there's some difference in the terrain, right? So some rocks that stick out. We need to find and break those rocks. Now there's different rocks. They have different shapes and colors, and they actually have different materials. And I only get 45 seconds of oxygen. And at about different intervals, I'll get little alerts. But I do tend to forget, so hopefully nothing bad will happen. Okay, got some more copper. Oop. Oh yeah, and there is health in this. And I've just injured myself, so that's not good. That big bloated fish down there, he farts, and it's quite dangerous, so. Alright, let's see. Is there any other outcroppings that I can break around here? Yeah, there's some more metal salvage. Now, I know what I can do with it, so I'll just we'll skip ahead on this one, because this game can get a little grindy, so I'll try to keep you guys from getting too much. But alright, so we climbed out into the escape pod. So in the escape pod, we have a medical kit fabricator that creates these med packs, or first aid kits. I'm going to use one now, so that took me to 100% health. Let me go ahead and I'm going to wait, because with the nutrient blocks, if I hover over it with my mouse, you can see that it gives me plus 75 food. Well, this yellow bar here, this is my food. I'm at 39%. Once it gets down to about 25%, then I'll eat that nutrient block. I'm still okay on water, but this filtered water bottle will give me plus 20. So we have metal salvage, which is composed primarily of titanium. We have copper, and we have titanium, which is a basic building block. Now, it doesn't explain it too well in this one, but we have a fabricator. This allows us to make stuff. So if I click on it and I open it up, it'll show me the different categories that are available. So I have resources, sustenance, personal, which is like your equipment, and then deployables. So go into resources, take a look at our basic minerals. So it shows me I can make titanium. I can get 4 of them with the metal salvage. So we'll go ahead and do that. So I have that. Now the next category that I have available is electronics. So I have copper wire and batteries. Now if I look at other things, as long as I know how to make it, it'll show me what items are needed. Now I can pin a recipe and save it for later. So it shows up here the recipe items that I'll need. So let's go ahead and look through. Sustenance, there's cooked food. So I can make a Gary fish, I can cook it. Let's do it, let's see what happens. This is the fish I caught.
It is common for those
So now,
synthetic foods to be repulsed by eating an animal carcass. Remember that humans survived this way for millennia. You can too.
Thank you, PDA. So I've made the food. I can eat the food. I'll show you that in just a second. So we have equipment, standard O2. So that's my oxygen tank. I'm going to want to make one of those so that way I can breathe a lot longer. Then you have the fire extinguisher, which I already have one of those. The pipe and the floating air pump. I don't really use those, but those are items that you could use to put at the top of the water and then pipe down air to yourself. All right, so then deployables, I have a waterproof locker. That's for extra storage. Some of these, notice, I don't know how to make those yet. Let's go back to equipment. And then, so with the equipment, I have the oxygen tank. Well, fins, okay, so I'm going to want to make fins. Those will help me swim faster. We need a high capacity O2 tank. I can't make that yet, so I'm not going to quite worry about that. I have a scanner tool that I need to make, so we'll pin one of those. A repair tool, it'll help me repair my ship. A flashlight, we'll need one of those later. A survival knife, and so on and so forth. So we'll go through and we'll find the items that we need to make these. Let's go into resources. So we need to make that the silicon rubber. In order to do that, if I hover over it, it'll show me that I need to make I need to find creep vines. And then we'll need to find something called cave sulfur. So we got to go do some more exploring. All right, so we have the oxygen tank. It auto-equipped, so now I have 75, so it gave me an extra 30 seconds of oxygen. Now some people will like carry extra oxygen tanks. I will later on. Right now we're really close in the shallows, so I don't have to worry too much about that. Oh, but you know what? I do have... So if I go into my electronics, I do have enough to make a battery. So we can actually make... Oh.
New blueprint acquired.
And when you make certain things or you explore different areas, you'll acquire new recipes. But now I can make my scanner.
The scanner can be used to synthesize blueprints from salvage technology and to record alien biological data.
Take that off of the hot bar, and there we go, put that. Alright, so we're going to come out of the escape pod. Going up or down doesn't matter, just gives you, some different... Oh, I'm going to need to eat something. Alright, so we made that Gary fish, so it'll give me 11 food and 3 oxygen. So not bad. Now, when people play this, there are 2 different types of people. Those that scan everything and those that don't really scan anything. I'm a scan as much as I can kind of person. Alright, come here, peeper. Now the one nice thing is that your resources will eventually repopulate. And notice, so when I hover over this, I get the spinny circle, but then also in the bottom right-hand corner, I have that scanner icon. That scanner icon tells me that I can scan something. Yeah, so the resources will renew as long as I don't overfish. Ooh, what's this? Quartz, okay. Quartz looks cool. I gotta be careful, because I'm going into a cave, and I don't have easy access to scan this guy, apparently. To oxygen from in here, so I have to be careful not to get stuck in here. So let's kind of go out and find back. Go back up. Scan everything. Because as you scan new things, you'll synthesize new blueprints, you'll get information. It's all good. All good, good, good. Here, Mr. Boomerang Fish. Alright. Go up here. Scanned. Our medical fabricator's still working, so that's good. Go to resources. I have to go food. Cook food, because we're running out of it. Now with the food, once you cook it, it does have...
small organisms while disposing of the skeletal structure, bodily fluids, and internal organs, thus rendering them safe for human consumption.
And I'll try not to talk over the PDA too much, but so once you cook food, it does have an expiration timer. So if you don't eat it within a certain amount of time, it'll go bad, and you don't want that. All right, so notice that you can go above 100%. It depends on how close you are to 100% when you eat something, and then once you eat it, it'll add additional. But now that I'm over 100%, I can't eat more to go over 100%. It depends on how close you are to 100%. All right, so while I'm in the PDA, I have the blueprints. So this will show me everything that I know how to make. And it'll even show some things that I don't quite yet know how to make. But as I scan things, these will become, or this will increase more information. So notice like here, I don't know how to make these yet. I have to scan pieces of them, which we'll find. You have beacons, which will become more important later on in life. You can press F11 and take pictures. I don't really use that much. These are voice logs, so this keeps record of all the things my PDA says. And then I have my data book, which is all the information about the game. One goal, if somebody's playing it, it would be to fill in 100% all the information. That's totally up to you. That's the main goal is really to escape the planet. All right, top back out here. Now there are day-night cycles, so notice it is getting much darker out here. Okay, so I need to find something called creepvine. Can you scan? Yes, you can. Just gonna scan everything. And I'm not great with the aiming, so. Now at night, some of the fish become easier to capture.
Alien life forms may have unexpected applications. Utilizing alien resources is a proven survival strategy.
Okay. Alright, so there's a beacon on my escape pod. Let's see. I'll use the Aurora, because that's a fixed point. I'll use that as a point of reference. Alright, so we need to go. So we have Aurora. Let's go, I'd say about 90 degrees in this direction away from the Aurora. And again, I don't quite remember where everything is. Some of it I have a little bit of memory, and I'm sure memory will come back to me once I play this more. But I like to just kind of pick a direction and go a little ways away. I don't like to go too far, because then you start to get, the farther away you get, you'll start to find scary things. Alright, so now we're starting to find our first remnants of the crash. Right, so we've seen the metal salvage before. This one is a sea glide fragment. A sea glide is a tool that we'll be able to use to help us propel through the water later. And yes, I do come up for air quite often. Okay, so I'm still heading away. I'm just going to kind of explore, see what's going on around here. Okay, how much? I do have limited inventory space, but I'll go ahead and fill it up with more of the salvage. Some more salvage. Oop, this is cool. Oh, it's spitting out air bubbles, so I wonder if that'll help. Just kidding, I already knew that it would help. But still. Okay, so there's some new terrain. Let's grab another one of these fish, because I know what we'll use those for. So that fish is a bladder fish, and we'll find out in just a little bit, but we'll be able to use that to make extra water. Okay, so that's creep vine.
Grows in unusually distinct and diverse ecological biomes.
And that looks kind of like stuff that we need. Yeah, the weird hitbox. Oh, that sounded scary. Okay, so we got some creep vine. Let's go ahead and head back towards the surface. It's dark. There were some big fish.
30 seconds.
Yep. Okay, I hear you, PDA. I start calling her PETA. I hear you, PETA. It's in there. So brain coral generates oxygen. We'll head back towards the ship. We have some of the creep vine. Okay. So now we're full up on oxygen. Do we want to be brave? I can barely see, so that means you guys can't see at all. Much. Okay, I do have enough to make another battery. Giant coral tube, okay. Scan everything. Scan, scan, scan. One cool thing about scanning is you get a little bit of the behind-the-scenes lore the more you scan.
Detecting increased local radiation levels.
Uh-oh.
Trend is consistent with damage to the Aurora's drive core sustained during planet fall.
Forget what button. C. Okay. All right, so we have new fish, new fish. So now we can make filtered water. So we can use the bladdered fish to make water for ourselves. Then food-wise, we're still doing good, so we don't need food. Let's go back to resources because we can use a battery. Now, we got a new mineral. So we got something called quartz. Quartz can be used to make things like glass. So we'll make some glass, because I think I remember that in a recipe for like a flashlight. The silicon rubber, so we need that. I grabbed 2 of those. I should be good to make the fins. So we wanted the fins, right? Those will help us swim faster.
The fabricator draws from available data to provide environment-appropriate equipment using locally available materials. For your safety, this setting cannot be overridden.
Alright, and then we do have enough to make a flashlight, so we'll make a flashlight now that it's becoming day, I'm sure. But a flashlight uses battery power and it illuminates. You can turn it on and turn it off. I'll keep it off for now. Let's go ahead and take that guy off. Now, just like with Minecraft, I have a set hotbar that I like to set up. So once we get kind of closer, or once we get more stuff, I'll show you guys how I like it. It's not a requirement. I mean, it's just totally up to you. Now, tools like the flashlight and the scanner, they do have battery life. And for now, we know how to make more batteries if we need to. Alright, so what else do we have? Equipment, so high capacity. So we need to find something called silver. Or not something called, but find an ore of silver. We haven't found that yet. And I don't use any of those, so we're still okay with that. Tool-wise, so I can make a knife.
Weapons were removed from standard survival blueprints following the massacre on Abraxas Prime. The knife remains the only exception.
Alright, so knives can be used as a tool to break stuff, as well as a way to defend yourself. It's not super advantageous when defending yourself, but it is something. Alright, so let's go ahead and unpin some of this stuff, right? So, go back up here. We don't need the scan tool anymore. No, we got the knife, we got the flashlight, so we need the repair tool, and we don't need the fins. We do need the high capacity O2 tank, so we'll keep that on there for now. Let's see what else we can find. Let's go ahead in here. You know what? Let's go in here, because if I remember correctly, there was a storage bin. Yeah. So let's throw a bunch of this stuff in here. Okay, so that'll give us some extra space to play with. There we go. Let's save it, because I have not saved it. Grab a med kit, so that way it replenishes. Alright, let's continue. So the last time we went... It's there, so we went that way. So let's go this way. And we're just going to kind of explore. Oh, you know, let's check out this knife. So I like to, you know, utilize it. Ooh, what's this? That's something new. Oh, can't scan it. Okay. But it's salt. Okay. Let's try it on these things. Ah, there we go. So that's something new. You know what? Let's see, because I think if memory serves, yeah, those are pretty big. So with those creep vine samples, I can eat them for food and water. They don't give me much, so you're not gonna, yeah, there's much more time efficient means when you get those, but let's see what we can make with them. I believe, okay, so we can make something called a fiber mesh. I don't know that we need those yet, but we'll go ahead and make them just because we got those. We have those on hand for when we might need them. Oh yeah, so you need the fiber mesh if you want to make more bandages. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, Aurora's that way, so we're going to go this way. So now it just becomes a grindy process of scanning things. Please don't fart on me. Gasopod. Yes, you are. That's a creature egg. We don't have the space for those right now. Those are exactly how they sound. They're eggs from the creatures. More titanium at this moment? No, I think looking for silver. Take more bladderfish because they help me get water.
30 seconds.
Oxygen. But I need to try to find more pieces of wreckage. And not the actual... Not those things. Any things that I can scan. There's some more of the quartz. Let's be adventurous. Let's see what's this in this cave. Lead. Oop, hot.
Complication for cave divers is loss of orientation, followed by eventual asphyxiation.
Okay, new life forms. Okay, so that cave was hot, so we have to be careful.
30 seconds.
There's some wreckage there. So let's see if there's anything down there. Then again, you're just looking for anything that's scannable. Now, the one thing about this game is that when you just dive right on into it, it doesn't do a great job of really explaining anything. It just kind of throws you in the environment and you have to figure it out as you go. I've watched a lot of videos and I have played through it in its entirety once before. But yeah, that's my biggest complaint. The second one gives you a little bit more walkthrough, but then kind of leaves you stranded once it gives you just the basics. Okay, here's a small cave. Let's go explore this real quick. I think I have enough air. Okay, nothing there. Scan, go back up to the surface. Undecided on these episodes. I might, like I do with the Minecraft series, kind of keep them to about 30 minutes long. Some more wreckage. Okay, more salvage. Salt. Gotta figure out what we can do with the salt. But we'll see. I mean, I know a lot of this series is going to be grinding, right? It's a lot of trying to find resources and trying to find things to scan. And I'm going to try to do most of it by memory. I'm going to try not to watch too many guide videos. I'm not going to say that I'm never going to, because if I get stuck or there's something that I really, really want and it's taking me forever to find it, well, we'll watch some guide videos then. But how am I doing on inventory? Okay, now one thing, there's a setting. So if you go into your options and your accessibility, PDI pause, or PDA pause, not PDI, PDA pause. That is something that stops time. So notice how my oxygen and everything isn't changing, because I have it paused, because I have this open. That is not on by default. You have to actually turn that on. So just something for you guys to think about. If you want that, then you have to actually go into the options and the accessibility options and turn it on. I know some people don't like that. They like the realistic feeling. I like it when it pauses, because then it gives me time to think. And I like time to think. Alright, so exploring, that's limestone. quartz. Made the
Detecting sulfur
quartz.
deposits in the local cave systems. Sulfur
Okay.
is an essential component of the repair tool.
I need sulfur, so let's see. She said it's in the caves. Good on space so far. Is a lot of, I need a ton of titanium. I need a ton of titanium. I have way too much titanium. I need more titanium. That's pretty much how this game goes. So just fair warning for you. If there's more things to scan. So I'm still looking for the sea glide, but oh, okay, so we got our first full recipe.
New blueprint acquired.
That is called the grav trap. The grav trap can be utilized. Actually, well, let's go up here. Oh, I think I can just go in here and do this. Let's take a look. So a good data bank, right? Blueprints, equipment, no. Habitat, no. Power, no. Vehicles, no. The sea glide. So you can go in and you can read about these things, right? I thought I would have been able to but I guess not. Survival package. Oh, cool. Survival checklist. Okay, so okay, I retract my statement a little bit. It does give you a little bit of a guide if you actually go and read the stuff. So the Aurora is the name of the ship that we were on. There's all of that. Okay, well, not as helpful. But so the grav trap is a deployable item. You can use it to trap the wildlife. It basically creates like a gravity well. Okay. So caves. She said go into the caves, there are sulfur deposits. So let's see what we can find. Let's not turn on the fish. There we go. Turn on the flashlight. So there's quartz up there. So I turned down the volume on this. After I make the first video, I guess I'll be able to tell whether or not... That doesn't sound good. Okay, what was that? Let's do some scanning. Came from here. So there's cave sulfur. So that, my dear friends, is a sulfur plant. There was a fish that came storming out of that and scared me. Let's get some more air. Got all of our air. See, as long as you know where the nearest brain tube or whatever it is, brain coral. As long as you know where that is, then it's okay to cave. It's when there isn't any of those that... Okay, so I've got the one sulfur that I need. I think that might be what I need for now. But alright, so I will let you guys know. The thing that was chasing me was called a crash fish. They explode. They come out of those, the sulfur plants, and then they chase you, and then they go boom. All right, so I think we are going to go back over here to our dropship and get the repair tool and fix the dropship. Once we do that, I think we'll call it an episode. Okay, and I need the rubber I have there. Good. Okay. That should give me everything to build up. So there's the deployables. So it uses artificial gravity to attract light, objects, and small creatures. I can make one of those in just a minute. I think I have enough. But let's go to tools. We're going to make the repair tool. Now we can unpin that one, and then so habitat builder will go ahead and do that one. Air bladder. I don't know if they fixed that one yet or not. Pathfinder tool. I've never used that one before. Okay, let's see. All right, so repair tool. I'll put it there for now. The repair tool allows you to repair stuff. And I don't know why I just touched it with my finger, but you know, whatever.
Lifepod secondary systems online. Running full environment diagnostic and outputting results to databank.
Okay. So now that I've repaired that, it'll add information. This is the radio. So this will play messages, and I'll receive several messages throughout the game. This will kind of give me a guide in different directions to go. There we go. All right, so I think we are going to end it there. Now, there is no F5. I don't get to like turn around and look at myself, so don't worry about that. But hey, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Hopefully you guys like this series. I love playing Subnautica. I have fond memories of it when I played it previously, and when I played through Subnautica Below Zero, which will turn that one into a series as well. I just want to revisit it. They've got some new updates. They've added some new features, so I think that's pretty cool. All right, I appreciate you guys hanging out. If you guys enjoyed the episode, a thumbs up down below, always appreciated. If you have any comments or anything that you'd like to see happen on this series, feel free, leave those down below. You guys have a great day out there. Go out there and make that world a much better place. Take care. Bye-bye.